Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. And our coverage tonight at the American Airlines Center, where the Dallas Mavericks will be going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And for Los Angeles, they dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And before we tip off, I just need to ask Shaq, when you think back to great teammates, what are the qualities that make a great teammate?
Well, you want to play the guys who care as much about the game as you do, a guy who puts the team first, a guy who gets you involved, a guy who has the same dreams and aspirations that you have about the game.
Well, that name sounds like Kobe Bryant to me that you were talking about, but I always look for guys who could push me. And I could push them at the same time, where we could work together. It's a family, the basketball team. You playing for 82 games. You need somebody that's going to be in your corner.
Wouldn't you like to push Kenny?
Push him off this set.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
As long as I could push you back.
You may not be able to. Kevin Harlan, take it away, kid.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Lakers come into town for this one. This homestand ends here for the Mavericks as they get ready to hit the road. And, of course, Russell Westbrook will have a bit of a hole in the point here. He was someone that isn't replaced easily at all.
Well, to say the deal changes the look and feel of this franchise is stating the obvious. They are a vastly different team than they were a few days ago, obviously looking long-term rather than the short-term.
Exactly. Trading away a player with his talents is clearly a big picture deal. You have to balance fit and talent as well as upside and then to throw in the financial consideration. So this is more than just about the player.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Lakers 5 right now. We've got Patrick Beverley. Paul George is out there with Anthony Davis. And there's Bryant, and it's McGee in at the 5, roaming the paint. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And for JaVale McGee, what was once such a promising career is now, Clark, I think, kind of at a crossroads.
Yeah, you know what? He is capable of being a major rim protector and rebounder, but I think teams are getting a little bit impatient with him because he's just not mature to the point that you would have expected.
Clock at 4. Can't hit. Great D that time from Davis. Mavericks on D. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to.
And for McGee, it looked like he had taken a positive step last year when it was announced he would sign with Boston. The front office even came out and sang his praises. Then negotiations fell apart and McGee didn't play again for the rest of the season. Another in a long line of disappointments over his career.
Now here's Beverly. Back to Bryant. Wide open look. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
I didn't see that miss coming. He's usually been money from that range.
Regarding McGee, he spent most of his career eyeing the money. He forced his way out of Washington partly because of it. Didn't sign with the Celtics because he wanted to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. He has to show that he can still play if he wants somebody to really pay.
Here is Bryant after Wesley Matthews score. And Bryant kicks to George. With some arc. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. And so it's Dallas with it. Barea, the pass to Matthews. Barnes dishes to Barea. Pass to Nowitzki. The kick out to Matthews. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And boy, that was a tough one to lose, guys. But they played well throughout that game, just unable to convert. down the stretch.
Yeah, I know we don't get into moral victories, but they can definitely take away some positives from it because even though they came up on the short end, there was some good stuff too.
And Anthony Davis, growing up in the rough south side of Chicago, because of the violence, his father didn't let him venture to the playground. Instead, he built a basketball court in the backyard. This young man has come a long way.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Powell's checked in. Now here's Matthews. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Clippers. Now here's Barea, defended by Beverly. Bogut with a screen on Bryant. And it's Matthews again missing. And he lobs it up. And George with the stuff.
A surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look.
Here's Barea. Paul George making his last shot. Barea with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Clippers.
But his passing just blew me away. I mean, to see him operate their offense that way was a breath of fresh air.
And here is Los Angeles now. Andrew Bogut making his last shot. And Bryant kicks to Davis. From 8. And off the glass. That one's good.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Barea, the pass to Powell. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Here is Barea following the basket by Anthony Davis. There's the pick. Floats one up, and no problem from Matthews as he finishes at the rim.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Lakers leading by 4. Now here's Beverly. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Davis with a screen on Matthews. And Beverly kicks to Davis. In the corner, George with it. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Offensive rebound. Here's Davis, and he jams it with authority.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Well, composure, execution, efficiency in a tight ball game is typically what's going to determine the winner.
Now here's Williams. 11 points last game. Here's Barnes. Can't hit. Great D that time from Davis.
And last year we saw Coach Rick Carlisle pass the 600-win mark. Former Coach of the Year award winner, has had so much success here in Dallas. One of many coaches to play for the 80s Celtics.
Here's Williams. Paul George making his last shot. Williams attacking. That one goes. Count it. Williams has got his first 2 points. Here's Beverly. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And with Coach Carlisle, he's had great success, Greg, as you're talking about, down in Dallas. Now in his 8th season, he's never finished under 500 with the Mavericks. Only finished under 500 once in his whole career. And Clark, he only missed the playoffs twice as a head coach.
Well, we had him in Indiana, and he's fantastic as a basketball coach. And the Mavericks have made it known that he can hang around and coach as long as he'd like to. That's pretty high praise for Rick Carlisle.
Here's Mejri. The Lakers with the rebound.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Davis gets a wide open look. Rebound by Williams. Mavericks trail by 6. Now Barnes. On the wing, Williams. Jumper off the screen. Nice jump shot. Good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's Bryant. 38 points for him last game against the Magic in Orlando.
And don't forget about his playmaking in that game either. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the D and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Williams against Beverly. Lets it go from deep. No good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the first. Outside Bryant. No good off the back of the rim.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Lakers leading by 6. Feeds it to George. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Screen by Grant. Beverly dishes to Grant. No good.
Oh, boy, that would have been a nice alley-oop.
Boy, really liked the thought on that play, but didn't quite get it executed. Almost made a spectacular play. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Number 20.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. With 1 on the clock. No good on the buzzer beater. And so the first quarter is in the books. Lakers lead by 6. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by leaps and bounds, and he talked about his area of focus. Well, I'll tell you, you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him, and I say that affectionately. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use until much later in their careers, Kevin.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
Nowitzki is out there with Matthews. Then it's Devin Harris. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Bogut in at the center filling out the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Lakers leading by 6. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
Barea with it. He's picked up by Russell. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Out to Harris. Three-pointer. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
Moment here now for an injury report. Let's get an update now on George. Doris, what's his status?
Guys, the head athletic trainer for the Lakers provided some information. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. That is going to make things very hard on them in what is still a very young season. Hopefully, as early as it is, he has time to recover and help this team down the road. Guys?
All right, Doris. Really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And, you know, I know everyone is rooting for him to make a quick and full recovery.
Absolutely. I mean, his teammates want him back out there as much as he wants to be back out there.
Grant outside. The dish to Black. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Bogut. And here is Harris. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut to just 5 points on the basket from Matthews. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Russell. He's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's covered by Matthews.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
Hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's Nowitzki. And Dallas again with the bucket.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Now, here is Russell. 5 points in the game, and that one's good.
Getting better and better. Got that field goal percentage up in the 60s now.
Clark, they've dialed it in here in the second quarter, playing really well.
There may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Loved watching him play and grow as a one-year college guy at Ohio State.
And guys, one thing that stands out to me about Russell is how good he is at certain NBA plays. Now, very strong in the pick and roll already. Knows how to attack with contact. Great vision, and he can also shoot the basketball.
And he makes the first.
You can say this just about every prospect, but I think with Russell, he'll need some time to adjust. He has the raw skill to play multiple spots on the floor, but each position has a nuance to it that he'll need some time to learn.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. JaVale McGee's checked in for Tariq Black. Davis comes in for Grant, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Bryant. And Beverley kicks to Davis. Clock at 6. Fade away, and it's sent back by Bogut, and he gets it back.
Well, let's take a look at last year's Dallas Mavericks and where they ranked in the NBA. Second in points off turnovers. Third in scoring. And they also showed up in the top 5 in fewest turnovers. When you squeeze the orange and take care of the basketball like they do, you put yourself in position to win.
And go back to points off those turnovers. I mean, teams really get caught unprepared to deal with that blitzing style, that trapping, diving in the passing lanes, and then running it down your throat in transition. A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Lakers leading by 7. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Back to Russell. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Mavericks last season, Clark, were very tough down the stretch in games. Had a lot of players that shined all the time during crunch time.
Well, when you've got guys like Dirk and Monte that can create their own shot, it gives you a chance to win close games. It's a big reason they were 6-0 in overtime games, in my opinion.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Nowitzki. And it's Harrison Barnes in for J.J. Barea. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Good call.
And it's Davis missing.
And the Mavs won close ones, as you said, but they knew how to close games out in general. 36-2 last year when winning going into the fourth quarter.
Al Russell after the missed 3 from Darren Williams. Outside Russell. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Russell. Davis drives in, and Darren Williams pulls it down.
Well, I tell you, that's what veteran teams do. I mean, they close out games. They know how to finish. The Mavs have the leadership and presence to not let any lead slip away by being inattentive to details.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Some changes for the Lakers. Paul George comes in for Hollis Jefferson, and it's Bryant in for Russell. Outside, George kicks it to Bryant. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by Dallas. And Beverly kicks to Grant. Lakers working the ball around now. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year. And that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game. You know, guys, it's really amazing just how quickly Anthony Davis has blossomed into stardom. You know, by age 21, he was arguably the best player in the game. At age 17, he only had one scholarship offer for college, and that was from Cleveland State to play point guard.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And in high school, Anthony Davis didn't play for a powerhouse. Perspectives Charter School, only around 200 kids.
Certainly not an NBA hotbed. They had him bring the ball up court and work in the post, much to his developmental benefit. A lot of losses, but he said that it made him a better leader dealing with that adversity. Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Mavericks trail by 8. Williams passes to Matthews. Back to Williams. The feed to Barnes. For the 3. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 7 rebounds in the game.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
For Dallas, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second. Outside Matthews. Shot from 12, and he hits the jumper for 2. Lakers leading by 8.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
Davis dishes to McGee. Puts one up from 19. And it's Davis missing.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Beverly against Williams. Dishes it to Matthews. 1 second left. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Both free throws good from Matthews.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Bryant. And no good trying to get that one. And so that's the end of the first half. Lakers on top, up by 6.
Kobe, what encourages you in what you've seen from the team's offense?
We're playing hard. You know, our bigs are really working tonight. You know, they're really running the floor well. You know, they're rolling to the basket with a purpose.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They have the 6-point lead. Kenny?
One advantage has been their stellar rebounding. I mean, they're putting bodies on people, competing for the ball. It's simple, really.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get...
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Davis has it going on tonight. 8 rebounds, and he's made 3 shots at the foul line.
And you've got to take care of business at the free throw line, not just getting there, but converting.
And on the floor for Byron Scott as we get into the second half. Patrick Beverly out there with Bryant. Then there's JaVale McGee. Then there's Grant, and it's Davis in at the power forward position.
You know, you look at Dallas, and that team didn't rely too much on the mid-range or the short game last season, but they could have. They shot 70% from 12 feet and in, excluding drives. That's pretty good.
Here is Barea. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Outside Matthews. Six to shoot. Wide open look. And the shot is good. Matthews has got 11 points.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Mavericks trail by 6. Barnes kicks to Barea. Back to Barnes. Nowitzki sets a screen for Barnes. The rebound by Grant.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Beverly with the ball. And there's the pass to Bryant. Knocks down the 3 ball. Bryant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Nobody near Barnes. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Outside, Davis takes a 3. And another 3 for the Lakers.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
A big part of the problem for the Lakers last year was consistency. But with all their injuries, they had to shuffle the lineup, it seemed, every game.
Well, you know what happened with all that shuffling was they got to see a lot of different players and evaluate them for the future. I think it helped in regards to what they're going to do this offseason.
Harris is checked in for Dallas. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. He kicks to Barea. It's hauled in by Beverly.
And for the Lakers, obviously the big get for them was landing the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Getting a quality big to add to a roster with Kobe is huge. It made them a player, again, I believe, in free agency.
And, you know, when it comes to the Lakers, they're always going to be players in free agency if they have money. It's still a marquee franchise in the NBA, one of the top 2 or 3, no doubt. When you have high draft picks and money to spend, people want to play for you, and not to mention California is an attractive destination.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Russell's checked in. And guys, over the last 2 seasons, Devin Harris has been a backup point guard, but one could argue that he's outperformed the guys that are directly ahead of him.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, Harris came back to the team that he started his career with to be a support player, but injuries, trades, and generally poor fits elevated Harris's importance to the team.
Second free throw, no good.
You know, getting back to Devin Harris, he can really help you. But you want to do one thing, limit his minutes. 11 full seasons under his belt. Slender in build. It's best to play him around half the game if you can.
It's stolen by Barea. Left side, Harris. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his second.
You know, talking about the veteran Harris, his quickness was still apparent last season, and his skill set was a good fit for Coach Carlisle's flow offense. I mean, this guy's been around a long time, and there are very few that are quicker than him with the ball.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Anthony Davis. The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road games.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Mavericks trail by 11. Pass to Barnes. Shot from 12. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
And another miss.
Oof.
He's having a really... Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Here's Barea after the basket by Los Angeles. Harris kicks to Nowitzki. Dallas, no good that time either. Los Angeles leading by 13.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Barea, the pass to Harris. Nowitzki, that's for 2. Nowitzki can't get that one to fall.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
Now, here is Russell. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Nowitzki dishes to Barea. To the left wing. That's a 2 from Barnes. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barnes has got his second basket of the game. And guys, what a spark plug J.J. Barea has been throughout his career. When he comes in the game, you can feel the lift. We saw a couple games against Houston in the playoffs. Saw it back in 2011 in the championship season for the Mavs.
That's a great point. I mean, he has an energizing effect on his teammates, the fans, and the announcers. I mean, he just brings so much spirit and hustle to the games. Very hard not to root for a guy like that.
And the Lakers call time here.
For me, my favorite memory of Barea is outstanding postseason in 2011. The Mavericks had to get through the Lakers and the Heat to win their first championship. And Barea broke down those defenses by screaming to the hoop every chance he got. Actually, he squirted to the hoop.
Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. Williams comes in for J.J. Barea. Davis is checked in for the Lakers. Tyler Ennis comes in for Bryant. Outside Williams. Harris kicks to Powell. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And getting back to Barea's contributions against the Lakers back in 11, Barea led a fourth-quarter comeback in Game 2 to help the Mavs win. Big swing in that series. And then after the game, Kobe Bryant said that Barea kicked our you-know-whats. And ultimately, Barea helped the Mavs go on to win their only championship.
Dallas might always be considered a football town, but they take their basketball seriously here too. Huge attendance numbers, a long string of games for consecutive sellouts for the Mavs, not only last season, but for many years gone by.
And how about being third in the league in average attendance? And by percentages, they were first as they oversold the capacity of their stadium on average.
And the Mavericks call time here.
You know, for the Mavs fans filling up the building, they had good reason to. I mean, really strong 27-14 record for the Mavericks at home last season.
And the Lakers making a change here. Novak's checked in. Here's Williams. He's got 6. He dishes it to Barnes. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes.
And it's been a long time since the Mavs have had a losing record here at home. Their strength in Dallas is part of why they've been a contender for the better part of the last 2 decades.
Now, here is Russell. He has 7. Ennis passes to Russell. The Mavericks pull it in.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
To the paint. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
And a look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in fewest turnovers per game. 5th in second chance points. And they were in the top half of the league in team rebounding as well. I think that speaks to the fact that this team aggressively goes after the basketball at every position.
Yeah, and the stat I look to, though, is the low turnovers. They did such a great job of limiting their mistakes, really maximizing their opportunities offensively.
And Davis gets it to go.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside.
Williams, and Davis sends it back. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
Mavericks trail by 13. .121 left in the third. Powell kicks to Williams. 6 to shoot. Shoots from the line, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
Grant dishes to Novak. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Novak's got himself on the board with 3 there.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on. Speed and agility, guys. I mean, he went right to the defense and took it to the rim.
Davis with a screen on Harris. The drive by Russell. And it's Davis with the jam.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
And that's what makes the alley-oop such a terrific play when you're able to execute it.
Here is Harris, following the basket by Anthony Davis.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush. Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, you might as well make those adjustments right away.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And the Lakers making a change here. Now, here is Russell. He has 7. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Russell's got 9.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And he's got his first free throw of the game. The first free throw is good. That misses, so he splits the free throws. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Lakers lead by 17. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Lakers leading by 17. We've got Bogut. J.J. Barea is out there with Williams. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Matthews in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Los Angeles has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. Now Russell. Six on the shot clock. This one for three. Rebounded by Bogut. Dallas shooting reasonably well, 45%. The 11-footer. Again, the Mavericks score.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Timeout call for the Lakers.
Timeout called the Lakers. The number 1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big Aussie coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
The Lakers making a switch here. Lakers leading by 13. Here's Beverly. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Wesley Matthews.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Now, here's Barea. Nowitzki left side. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got his 6th assist on the night. The Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Davis sets a screen. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. It's Matthews on the wing. There's the pick. He feeds it to Nowitzki. Pass to Bogut. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Lakers leading by 14. The drive by Russell. Lots of room. And the shot falls short this time.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me? They're simply living and dying from behind the arc in the second half. And I don't think that's the way to go here. They're trailing. The three-point shot can be used. They've got to balance it out.
And Williams with the clear path to the hoop. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now, here is Russell. Davis with a screen on Williams. Russell passes to Davis. And good on the basket. Book it.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Harris has checked in. Steve Novak, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Bryant comes in for Russell. And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
Well, somehow the Lakers managed to avoid ending up in last place in the West last season. Still, it's a far, far cry from the Lakers teams of the past. Only 21 wins for them on the season.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. And the shot is good. Bryant's got 10 points here in the second half. And for the Lakers against the rest of the West last year, they only went 9-43, Greg, in their own conference matchups.
Yeah, and never a good sign when less than half of your wins come against your own conference. The Lakers know they have a long road ahead of them to get back to their years of Western Conference dominance. You know, in Dirk Nowitzki, you start to wonder if he's the best foreign-born player ever. Of course, you have a lot of competition for that distinction. I mean, you got Hakeem, Nash, Parker, just to name a few.
Now here's Beverly. Left side, Davis. It's stolen by Bogut. Now here's Barea. He's covered closely and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Back to the topic of Nowitzki as the greatest foreign-born player ever. I think Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark is really his only challenger.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I'd keep Hakeem at the top of that list just because of his presence and impact at both ends of the floor. But Dirk, clearly one of the all-time greats in NBA history.
And it's Russell missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Barea. A rebound by the Lakers. Davis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Russell against Matthews. Fires for 3. And it's Davis missing. Mavericks trailed by 13. Feeds it to Barea. Looks for Nowitzki. Gets it to him. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. 10 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Whether by design or accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
On the wing, Bryant. 13 feet away. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Devin Harris.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
Now here's Matthews to the left side wing. Nowitzki kicks to Matthews. 5 on the clock. Bogut dishes to Nowitzki. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. McGee's got 8 rebounds in this game. And former coach of the year Byron Scott now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
And here are the Mavericks now after the basket by the Lakers. And here's Barnes for 3. And Davis pulls it down.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Yep, and they've simply shown more aggressiveness, guys. More desire to secure the ball.
Now here is Davis. Rebounded by Bogut. Bogut's got 3 rebounds now in this one. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Matthews passes to Nowitzki. Dallas, no good that time either.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
But they'll get another chance. Novak misses. Mavericks trail by 16. It's Matthews on the wing. Bryant with the rebound. LA's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. The dish to Novak. From past the arc. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 4 assists now tonight.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And Greg, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them, and as long as they're falling, continue to take them.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. 1:46 left in the 4th quarter. Dallas moving the ball around. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Lakers leading by 19 points. Pass to Black. Here's Hollis Jefferson. 6 to shoot. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the dunk by Grant.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And, partner, it sets up what should be a fantastic finale to the season series. Major bragging rights on the line that night.
And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for Davis. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Now here's Barea. Kicks to Nowitzki. Tries from 16. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist.
And this run not really doing him any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him, Greg. I mean, the fight they're showing now, you got to give them credit for that. Would have been really easy to pack it in.
Here's Beverly after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket. Grant outside. There's the feed to Black. Out to the right wing. With his first shot attempt, they grab their own miss. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
We'll continue to, play together.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Anthony Davis. He had a double-double and made a huge difference tonight. He never let up, and his performance really inspired the rest of his team.
The one thing you know about Davis is that he's always going to play with an insane amount of energy. It's always full speed ahead with him, and we saw that